It says I am live, and so I am live, and Sydney has typed something in the chat already. It might be a fun one with Bill if he shows up. He was seeming like he was going kind of manic in his search for validation earlier, or just now actually, in the Ramsey show chat. So we'll see how that goes. Just give it to the minute mark. Which will be like another 30 seconds. Hopefully, a couple more people get in the chat because that makes it fun and that makes me have to do less work on my own. Yeah. So how's it going, Sid? Anything? Well, I guess you can wait until you can voice on here and then you can get into Ken Coleman stuff if you would like, or not. Totally up to you. All right, you can get into anything you want. Alrighty. Well, just a few more seconds. Going a little bit over the minute. Normally we have more people. Yeah, but I said I emailed you back. Just let me know when you can do a test call. We'll figure out how you want to do it. We can do it through just the phone, just phone call through phone number, or we can like use Discord or something like that. Do a phone call through that. Whatever you're comfortable with. Alrighty, that's 2 minutes. That's enough time. Let me pull up the notes here again. Do 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 do. Live from Columbus, OH. It's the Ramsey Show Aftershow, where we talk about the Ramsey Show, the Ramsey Show YouTube chat, and the people in it, and all things financial. I'm your host, Coach Steve Money, and you can schedule a free coaching consultation assessment by emailing your contact info to coachstevemoney@gmail.com. You can also reach me on the Grump, that's Instagram, at Coach Steve Money, no spaces between Coach and Steve and Money. Also, if you'd like to donate to the channel so I can make it better, you can send that to coachstevemoney@gmail.com via PayPal. Thanks for the IOs, kids. What up, Flash? I call everybody kid because they're almost all younger than me. Today, the hosts were Dave Ramsey and Ken Coleman. Dave was joined by Mercy Me's lead singer in the first half hour, and he played a little bit of a new song by Mercy Me. I did not hear any dadgums today, nor did I hear any todays today. The $10 book sale is going on through May 31st. Total Money Makeover by Dave Ramsey and Debt Free Degree by Anthony O'Neill are two that I have read and I recommend. Sydney doesn't get time out. No. She retracted. I know what you're talking about, Bill. She retracted something that she typed. She does that a lot when she misspells, which is probably a typo because she's doing it on her phone, I think. Well, Bill, I'm glad you got one person to agree with you, but let me ask you this, Bill. What if that person's an idiot? It's just somebody online in a chat room. Why do you need validation from them? Why do you need validation from anybody? Especially if you're not going to change. You don't want to hear anything except you're doing it correctly. So there you go. Alrighty, let's see. Market report. All the indices, that's plural for index, All indices were up today, so if you bought over the past few days, you made bags. If you cashed out, you lost bags. Disney and Coinbase earnings report were after the closing bell today, and I forgot to check before the Ramsey show ended, but I was also busy because there was a lot of people asking questions in that chat, and I try to help out as much as I can. If you have any questions, you can go ahead and start typing them in the chat, and I will catch up between reading my note list here. Also, if you have for the people that don't watch live, because I know there's definitely some of you, and I appreciate it very much. You can email me at that same email address, coachstevemoney@gmail.com, and ask any question you want, and I'll answer it on the show. You can specify whether you want the answer in an email or to be answered on the show. If you do ask it to be answered in the email, I may still mention it, but I won't mention your name or anything like that. Let's see. Unicorn Cheese says we're going to actually do FPU tonight, even though we've had Ramsey Plus for a month or so now. Oh, you finally got into a class and scheduled one, huh, Uni? Well, that's awesome. Hopefully there'll be quite a few people in your class. There wasn't a bodily function. That was my phone. Let me just make sure it's not a work thing. Oh. No, it was not. You got blocked by what? You got blocked by on the Ramsey show again? That's why you had to change from Bill to Mr. Jones? What'd you get blocked for? You know what you did. Don't act like you didn't do anything on there. You did, because when you start typing like every 2 seconds, what's this? This is you just like get manic or whatever. FPU is Financial Peace University. Bill, I would recommend it for you. Doesn't hurt anybody to take that. Let's see. Sydney says you and I have very different senses of humor. I'm assuming talking to Bill, although she and I might have very different senses of humor as well. So, Unicorn Cheese says we tried to do one local, but no one was showing up, so we decided online is better than not. Yeah, you mean the person that? You mean you tried to run one? Is that what you're saying? And then nobody showed up? Yeah, I mean, that could happen. Like if there's not much interest in your area at the time, or if people still scared about the pandy. So, why? I know a lot. Why do I have to do that? Why do you watch Dave's show? So you can learn stuff about money, right? You can do that to much greater detail if you take Financial Peace University. Let's see. Sydney says, usually they only mute people for being annoying. A full block has to be offensive. Right. That's called timed out when they mute you. So I didn't actually see it, Bill. Maybe I was ignoring you or something. I don't know. So, you did a typo that was offensive or something. Alrighty. Oh, no. Unicorn says, no, we tried to sign up, but no one else was showing up, so the coordinators would cancel. Gotcha. I would do, personally, I would do it with one person. Meaning Financial Peace University, of course. So, Bill looked into fire. Everybody can relax now. He thinks it sucks. So like I was saying, you can email me a question. I finished that. You can email me a question, coachstevemoney@gmail.com, and I will answer it in the video since a lot of people cannot watch live. And they watch it later, or they watch both, which all of which I appreciate. And if any of you chatters have any questions or thoughts, you can go ahead and type them in, and I'll be right back to you. But I do want to say the gas pipeline company paid $5 million in untraceable cryptocurrency to the hackers that infected their pipeline computers with ransomware. Also in crypto news, Tesla will no longer accept Bitcoin, which wiped $385 billion out of the crypto market, which all the crypto went down today. McDonald's is raising their hourly rate by 10%, but the low end is still $11, and it's only the 660 locations that the company runs, not the 13,000 plus restaurants that the franchisees operate, meaning the people that pay a franchise fee and they can open a McDonald's. Amazon is looking to hire 75K people at $17 an hour with a $1,000 sign-on bonus, which would be a fun baby step one story. But also they give you an extra $100 if you're vaccinated. How about that? What's it called? I don't know why I almost said dogs. I meant to say bags. Let's see. Unicorn Cheese says Bay Area. Not a lot of local coordinators that aren't at least an hour drive. Yeah. Yep. Retire early with little money is dumb. That much is certain, Bill. We agree on something. How about that? What up, Joy? I didn't do a song today, Joy, other than Baker Street. Let's see. Sydney says, well, most of the fire still plans to work after the RE part. It's more about not needing to work, so you can work on fun ways to earn money. There you go. Alrighty, let's see. I have props today. My taxes are done. I always wait to the last minute to send it because I always owe. As you can see, the IRS, the local place I have to send it, is in the Cincinnati. And got my Fed, state, and local. The local I didn't have to pay because it matched perfectly to what they withheld. Also, I wasn't lying about, you see this. I do have the Great Clips coupon there, as you can see. I'll be taking advantage of that. I do have until 5/28 to do that, though. So at some point between now and then, that will happen. Flash is excited for dinner thanks to Clay. All right. Nobody typing anything. Nobody helping me out. You guys got to do your part too. You don't need to explain the typo, Bill. Nobody cares. It's okay. You don't have to. It's fine. We understand it was a typo and it made the mod block you and over. So no need to think about it anymore. Let's see. Mortgage rate. I cannot talk today. Mortgage rates are down again, displayed in. I can't talk at all. Maybe I'm having a stroke. Mortgage rates are down again, despite inflation being at a 13-year high. So inflation's up there. And that's why people are talking about it, and that's why people are here. I heard somebody say, Even though somebody's not an expert, even though somebody is just a dumb person on the internet, I heard they said this, and so now I'm worried, or now I'm going to take their advice. Don't do that. Stupid. Oh, let's see. Flash says best part of the show, which debt-free scream, if that is what it is. Oh, asking me what the best part of the show was for me. Yeah, the debt. It's always fun to see one from Ohio. Then I can go OH and let's see. And I did notice that two of the Dead Scream ladies today had ripped jeans. The kids love it. Must be good drip. It doesn't matter if we believe you or not, Bill. None of it matters. Don't worry about that stuff. Waste of time. Sid says the best part of the show was when I turned down the volume down and didn't have to hear Ken anymore. Sid, not a fan of Mr. Coleman. Perhaps she'll talk about that at some point, or perhaps not. Sid can talk about what she wants to talk about. Unicorn Cheese says, "Don't make me go back into my jeans rant." Yeah, she doesn't like that. Unicorn Cheese likes Ken. Flash is hoping for Deloney and AO tomorrow. That's a good bet. That's a good bet. They seem to be on like the most of any Friday hosts, but you never know. We never know unless the mod tells us a day in advance. So, yeah. We have, 20 minutes? Well, yeah. Yeah, Bill, I heard you say Dave seems annoyed. Everybody always says the host seem this or seem that. And a lot of times people are probably wrong when they think that. Like we heard when AO was on a lot at the beginning, we heard every single time AO looks sad. Why is AO sad? That's just his resting AO face. That's all. So, yeah, Ken, having a career expert there is definitely a good idea. Sid says she can't be wrong about her own opinion. It's not a fact, it's an opinion. That is correct. Thank you for looking forward to my show, Bill. I appreciate it. Like and subscribe if you have not. Subscribing will tell you when I go live, but this show is on every. I put a little invitation on the Instagram last night, and this show is going to be on it goes live as soon as the Ramsey show YouTube video is over, which is generally around 6 p.m. Eastern time. Yeah, Sydney said glad we had the real mod back today. Yeah, that's why some trolls were slow to get swatted yesterday, I assume. So, Bill, saying who's defensive is you being defensive. Just in case you were wondering. Flash said, well, I actually think AO was sad. Reading his Insta, he's been talking about having a rough last 18 months, though, sadly. But also is his resting face, and some people would say that when he was laughing. Right, exactly. A lot of times that happens. Like as soon as they say it, the host starts laughing. So Yeah. So once again, for a free coaching consult assessment, you can email your contact info to coachstevemoney@gmail.com. Reach me on the Instagram, Coach Steve Money, no spaces. You can donate to Coach Steve Money at gmail.com via PayPal. And you can also email me at that same email address with questions to answer on the show, and we'll have less dead air and stuff. I actually had more segments written down today than I did yesterday. That's right. Thank you for typing it in, Sid. Alrighty. Well, we'll just wait a few more minutes. Otherwise, it'll be a short show today. Let's see if there's anything else I wanted to talk about that I forgot to note down. Yeah, I'm hanging, Bill. Oh, wait, I thought you didn't want me to answer your questions anymore because you're looking for other people than me to answer your questions. That must be because you don't want to hear the same answer every time, but it's not going to change because the Dave version on the Ramsey Show chat, I'll give you the Dave version. On here, if I have any differences at all, which I normally don't. Yep. Sid found a new job to apply to. And did you already apply, Sid? Sid trying to make some more bags. Got to secure the bag. She said starting range is a $3.60 raise, which is over $7,000 per year. And they have bennies. All right, that $7,000 is Roth money right there. Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's why you haven't. You said that before, Sid. She did say in the Ramsey Show chat she has to make a profile on their internal site, so she needs to wait till she gets off work. Bill, you're supposed to be typing a question, I thought, even though you didn't want me to answer your questions anymore. Thinking you have to hear from other people. Any other random person on the internet is not going to have any better advice than I have, especially since 99.9999999999999% of my advice is going to be Dave Ramsey's advice as well. I don't want to say 100% because there could be something. I just can't think of anything of what it would be right now. I don't know what percentage of people invest, Bill. It doesn't matter. Don't worry about what other people do. Most people are doing it incorrectly, so you don't need to know. What is it, like 78% of Americans? Is it 78% that can't, or that live paycheck to paycheck, or that can't afford a $400 emergency? One of those, I can't remember. But yeah, Sid is right. Not enough to invest. So, yeah. Bill, in my opinion, you spend a lot of time worrying about things that don't matter and just trying to seek validation for what you're doing already. Which, or just seeking attention. I understand that. I love attention myself, obviously. Wouldn't be doing a YouTube show and trying to become a YouTube star if I didn't. I do have 1.2K, so 1,200 as of this morning, 1,200 views so far. So that's good. Work was easier today than yesterday. Was less stuff to do, but there was still some. I was busy during some of the pre-show for like an hour or so. How much do I invest per month? I'm just investing the 15%, because the rest is even though I'm not paying on a mortgage, the rest of the extra beyond expenses goes to my son's college fund. Bill's asking Sydney what her goal is. Let's see. 15. This is why you need to go to Financial Peace University, Bill, so you would understand. So you would understand that 15% of my gross annual income, and then you would know that. If you're looking for how much exactly in dollars that is, other people's amount of dollars have nothing to do with yours. It's the same percent for everybody, no matter until they get into step 7. But again, you should not be investing. You should just save cash until you're out of school, if you're going to take Dave's advice. Sid is inquiring whether it's an investment goal, a career goal, an income goal, a baby step 3B goal. She wants more specifics. It doesn't matter if you're 23, not 17, Bill. It's not an age where you invest. It's a part of your life where you invest. And if you are in college, you save up cash to ensure that you can finish your degree debt-free. And then after that, then if you haven't used your savings, then you can throw all that into either a house down payment or into investing. Yeah, it's SYD, Bill. And Sid is currently on baby step 3, so saving up emergency fund. Investment goal. Bill added an extra B into investment. When I say an extra B, I mean that's because there is no B in investment. And Sid is looking to do $550 a month for 25 years for early retirement. The idea: Steve may die at one of his jobs. You never know. So I don't have a. If I was 23, I might be thinking, okay, I'll try to retire this date. Since I'm an old person, I will retire when I can. So we'll see. But I'm gonna keep working I would imagine, like when I look at when I do projections and stuff, it's like till I look at it like at 67 and to 70. How much will she have? And this again, why you need to take Financial Peace University so you understand all this stuff, Bill. After 25 years, and why not start now? She just told you she was on baby step 3, which is saving emergency fund. Then you have that done before you start investing. And then she's doing baby step 3B because she wants to move in a house and down payment. And some people choose to not invest while they save for a down payment so that they can save for a down payment faster and or have enough for a more expensive house and yet still stay in the day of guidelines. Yeah, thanks, Joey. Bill doesn't understand, and he doesn't want to understand. Doesn't seem like, because we tell him this stuff all the time, and he hears it all the time on the Ramsey show. And you know, I mean, if he spent as much time on the Ramsey show as he has, and doesn't know what the baby steps are, that's rough. Joy advises that, Bill, the baby steps are posted on Dave Ramsey's website if you wish to see them. And that's true for everybody. That's the like the cut and dried steps of Dave's plan, basically. Step 1 is a baby emergency fund of $1,000. Step 2, and that has to be in cash and where you will not spend it just willy-nilly. And step 2 is to pay off all debts except mortgage if you already have a mortgage. If you don't already have a mortgage and you're in debt, you do not buy a house yet. You pay off all debts except mortgage. And then step 3, as we said, is save 3 to 6 months for a full emergency fund. The 3 to 6 month is subjective on your fear gland or saving gland or whatever. If you're drama free in your job and life, generally 3 months is fine. Some people are more comfortable with 6 months. Some people have a 12-month, and they do that before they start investing. It's not Dave's advice, but they have cash. And then step 4 is investing 15% of your income, your gross income. And then step 5 is saving for kids' college. And step 6 is paying off the mortgage. You can do like Sid is doing with the baby step 3B. That happens after you get your full emergency fund if you're saving for a down payment. Let's see. Bill says what now? Sydney says she needs $800,000 to retire, according to the RIQ tool. That's R:IQ tool, and that's available on the RamseySolutions.com website. I don't look at how much I need, Bill. I look at how much I could possibly get with my like current income. So like if my income doesn't change, so most likely it'll be more, because most likely your income goes up over time, but we'll see. So, but I mean, and it's different. Again, it's different for you being 23. If you are 23, I mean, you're worried about all this stuff that you don't need to be worried about. If you could just do the stuff, and if you work 40 hours a week, if you would do that, you would have plenty, and you wouldn't have to worry about it. So you're wasting a lot of time, but wasting time seems to be your deal, dude. Bill says, I'm 23, man. Okay, well, we'll see. You can't lie, and then all of a sudden they say, okay, now I'm telling the truth, and have people believe it. I'm questioning you. I'm questioning you. You could still be that wine guy, for all I know, because he was shooting out questions like you do. He was misspelling stuff or slash mistyping stuff just like you do. It just seemed to have your rhythm. That's all. So that could be you. Any number of people could be you. What if you're in school? People work 40 hours in school all the time. Not an excuse. Almost done is not completely done. So, but you can do. You're not gonna do any of the recommendations. So, I don't know what you go into the chat for. Well, actually, I do know. You go in there to troll, to have fun, as you call it. So, that's fine. You can type in there anything the mod lets you type. Same here. You can type anything we let you type in here. It doesn't matter how done you are. It doesn't matter. Get done. You could do 40. What's keeping you from doing 40? The end of the show is usually advice from Bill. Maybe he'll get tired eventually. He'll get tired of hearing the same answers over and over and over again because they're always the same to everything that he answers. What are you scared about, Bill? Bye, Joy. God is willing for you to see us tomorrow, I assure you. Have a good night, Joy. Sid asked, does he struggle with school? Found a job that pays $40K. Nothing wrong with that, just for starting out. So what are you scared of, Bill? We're waiting for Bill to be scared, and then I'll probably wrap it up. Let's see. I'll shoot out the email one more time. That's coachstevemoney@gmail.com. You can email me for a financial coaching assessment consultation. You can also email me questions that I can answer on this show. That'd be awesome. You keep saying you're scared, Bill. I ask you of what? Pretty simple question. It will. He's scared it will change him. It will change you how? Changing you might be a good thing. You ever thought about that? Work will change you only in good ways. Will I even see my family? All right. And so here we go into the excuses why you can't work more. This is what. Then if you say, oh, you could work more, and then that'll make your situation better, and that'll make you better. But then, will I even see my family? How much do you see them now versus you're not seeing them when you're on the YouTube all day, when you're on the internet all day. You're not seeing them then. You feel like you won't have time for anything. Well, that's too bad. Too bad. You don't need time for anything. I mean, you can have that's great that they're probably not in the room with you. So if you're in your room by yourself the whole time on the internet, then that's a problem. Why aren't you talking to them more? If they're your big deal, why you can't work more? You can spend more time with them instead of being on this, or being in the Ramsey show, or being on the internet all day. Also fears something else. All right, one more thing, Bill. Flash says, live like no one else, so later you can live and give like no one else, Bill. That is absolutely true. You're 23. If you do what Dave suggests, you'll be fine. It's like he says in his live shows, when he talks about how much if you start like at 25, if you start investing at 25, and how much you'll have in retirement. I think it's something like 4 million or something like that. You'll have 4 million. And then he says, if I'm half wrong, shut up. So that's a lot of times what I want to tell you, Bill. Shut up. You're trying to nickel and dime your investments to try to make 10 cents more, and that doesn't make a difference. It's not significant. The difference isn't significant. So anybody that is fine on 4 million can be fine on 2 million as well. But that's only if he's half wrong, and he hasn't been half wrong so far. For the many, many people that have become millionaires doing his plan. 2 things that you fear, something else? Come on, type quickly. 1, most people retire in the 60s. They work their whole life to get there at the end of their life, assuming their health hasn't failed them. People live a lot longer than 60 today. The medical situation has improved a great deal, Bill. I don't know if you noticed. Look up average lifespan in the United States after you tell me what else you're afraid of. Sydney says that's why he also says stuff like manage mutual funds and advisory fees don't break your retirement investment. That's right, because, for example, in the Fidelity Blue Chip Growth Fund, it has I want to say a 0.76% operating cost that you have to pay, that pays the fund manager, 0.76. So that's like 0.75% of your money that goes to them that you don't get. But also the VTSAX fund is 0.04%. So that's a savings of 0.7% that you would do by only investing in that. But if you look at the 10-year track record of that, the 10 and 15 and 20 years of that, the Blue Chip Fund has made way more than that difference. So you're actually losing money by doing the fund that had the index fund that has less cost with it. So you're losing money out there. You want to try to make every extra cent, then get a good fund, no matter whether it's managed or not. And a lot of them tend to be managed ones. Cindy says 74, Bill. So there's 14 more years after you do. I mean, if you can do whatever you want. If you want to have fun and not worry about this stuff, that's fine too. I mean, but what you're doing is right now you are worrying about it. So instead of worrying about it, you could be doing something about it, and then you'd be fine in retirement. So, if you've done everything you can, then you can. But now you're just saying, are you even having any fun now that you're not working so much? You're 23, working 20 hours a week. Last time I was working 20 hours a week, it was probably, gosh, I want to say 18, maybe 18, working 20 hours a week was the last time I did it. And I had loads of fun when I wasn't working then. Are you having any fun? It seems like you're doing a lot of, at least in here and in the Ramsey chat, and maybe it's part of your trolling. I don't know. But you seem to be a lot worried about it, trying to figure out how to make every extra cent off of this, and trying to make it quick as well, so you can retire quickly. So it doesn't work like that. You think, okay, Bill, you said you think you are investing more than most people working part-time. It doesn't matter what most people are doing. Most people have debt. Most people are not following good financial advice from people like Mr. Ramsey. Most people are doing it wrong. I did it wrong for a long time. Bill, you can work 40 hours a week. I assure you can work 40 hours a week and still have fun. I assure you. So, you're online too much, I'm sure. Yeah. 2 to 6 on Ramsey chat. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't be there. I wouldn't be on there all day if I weren't at work. Like I don't get on it until I'm here. I don't get on it early from home if I happen to be home, or if I happen to be at my other job, I don't log into the chat to chat. I wait until I get here, and I'm just sitting here in front of the computer, waiting for stuff to do. So, yeah, I would just not worry, Bill. I wouldn't worry about it. So, you can do one thing or the other. You can worry. Actually, you can do whatever you want, but it is logical to do one thing or the other. To worry about it and not do anything about it is insanity. Your worry should motivate you into doing something about it. Flash is out. She says, have a great night, everyone. Time for fajitas. That sounds yummy. And I'm about to be out too. But yeah, you can't have everything, Bill. You can't have 40 hours a week income and only work 20. You can't do that unless you got to get a higher paying job to do that. So, that would be you doing something, not asking people what they think about it or what they're doing in a YouTube chat. Right. Yeah. If it's, if chats are beneficial to you, and I mean, I understand having fun on it. Yeah, your Bill. Why would you type your own name? That is so weird. That is so weird. Why do I make you feel so bad? I'm just a person on the internet, Bill. You don't know what I would give to switch places with you and be 23 and be able to do this stuff correctly. And you're blowing it by not doing it correctly. And you're blowing it by spending so much time online. And you're blowing it by trying to do the absolute minimum on everything. You're blowing it. So, I mean, you could easily work 40 hours, invest, and then you look up at 50 and say, oh, I have enough money, I could retire. You're blowing it because you're wasting your time. You're wasting your life online, trolling. That's wasting it. And also spending so much time trying to figure out how to do this stuff, when if you would just do it the way Dave says to do it, then you'd be fine. You don't see his plan is so simple. You don't have to try to improve it. You don't have to. I mean, some people think that, oh, I'm too smart, I don't need to follow the same thing that everybody else follows. I'm too smart. I know better. I can make Dave's, even though it's worked for millions of people, I'm an exception. I can make it work better. So I'm going to do things differently than he suggests. And that's fine. You can do it. But quit asking questions, Bill. Come on, man. What do you feel so guilty about? And hey, that's on you. That's your problem. Don't do guilt. I mean, don't do things that make you feel guilty. That's your fault. If you can't stop doing things that make you feel guilty, then you need counseling, sir. So, I mean, I want to believe this is finally you, and your name is Bill, and you're 23. I want to believe you're finally being honest about stuff. But, I mean, once a troll, always a troll, I'm thinking. So, Bill, you're not going to do things perfectly. So asking people in a chat room, asking some random person on the internet about something, even if you ask 500 people, I mean, you have no idea what their expertise is in. You have no idea how stupid they are. You have no idea about any of this stuff. So, and trying to get validation from other people, especially about something you're doing. If you're doing something and you're saying, oh, I'm going to only do this index fund, and that's what I'm going to do, that's great. You don't need to get somebody to sign off on it for you. That's like, I mean, all those people, you're not alone in doing that. All those people that call Dave and ask, well, I know you say not to do this, but I'm going to, I want to know if it's okay if I blah, 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 blah. And no, it's not okay, because there are no exceptions. So you're either doing the baby steps or you pause them. If you have some kind of life situation, you pause them. But yeah. So that's that. Well, you don't want to burn any bridges with no one. Well, you have burned a bridge with grammar teachers, that's for sure. And you said you can't fail. Judy says you can't fail if you don't ever start anything. I feel like most people don't really care. They probably don't, Bill. They probably don't. Why should they? I mean, if they're your family and your friends, that's a different thing. If they don't care, but why should a random person on the internet care? Why do you need validation from them? You probably need to, I mean, if it's that bad, Bill, you probably do need counseling. I mean, and there's no shame in that. If you have problems, yeah. So it says people don't emotionally invest in random other people, and you're either doing it or you're pretending to do it. I don't know which one is sadder. I don't know. Probably the pretending to do it is sadder. So Joy is counting on you to be real, Bill. If you turn out to be lying still, she will probably actually physically cry. That's just what kind of person she is. So enjoy that if you're still lying. So yeah, but stop with the validation. Stop with the, oh, is my plan okay? I'm not going to do what Dave suggests. Going into the man's chat room, asking, is it okay if I do something he doesn't suggest? I mean, that's ridiculous. I'm sure you could find other financial shows where They would even do like debt leverage. They would recommend all index all the time. I'm sure they exist. Go in there and ask them, and they will tell you, oh, sure, you're fine. What if Bill says? What if I told you that my parents' friends who are 45 haven't even invested a penny? What if that? I didn't when I was 45, so that's easy to believe. You're not doing that, so what are you? Again, what does that have to do with you? Nothing. If anything, you learn to not do that. If anything, you get your butt into shape, and you do stuff correctly. And you quit wasting so much time. You can have plenty of fun. I mean, and I'm yelling at my young self just as much as I'm yelling at you. You can have just as much fun without wasting so much time that you're wasting. You're not. You're already investing. You're just doing it wrong. So you're not gonna. He said. Sorry. He said. Don't want to make the same mistake. So the chat does replay, but it is not available for replay until the final video finishes. What is it called? Processing on YouTube, and so the chat doesn't show up if people watch it like before it's done processing. So you're doing it wrong because Dave does not say invest in a total money market index fund only. He recommends the 4 types, and you know exactly what they are because you've been told 1,000 times. All right, that's fine. That's what Bill. You can do whatever you want, man. You can do whatever you want. You can go in there in the Ramsey chat. You can type whatever you want. Whatever the mod lets you. You can type in here whatever you want. Everything that Sid and I let you. You know, but you know all that's up to you. It doesn't matter. See, the amount that I don't, I mean, I like talking to you because it's good content, and it turned a 20-hour show. 20-hour. It seems like it's that long. A 20-minute show into an hour show, and you're only on here 1 hour a day since I suggested. On what? All right. You wish you could give me a hug right now. All right, Bill. Well, I mean, I don't, and I apologize to the people that think this is the Steve Yells at Bill, who may not even be real, who may be just a trolling. The Steve Yells at Bill show. That's not what it is. It just turns into that because I have a lack of content right now, but I'll try to do better on that. Yeah, you're welcome, Bill. Sydney is laughing at that. So, live from Columbus, OH, it's the Steve Yells at Bill show. To not be stupid, but yeah. Yeah. No way, Sid. No way. No, I don't want to get that invested because it's still 50-50 whether he's trolling still. So, I mean, next week it could easily be, no, I'm sorry, I'm actually 53. So, yeah. And he's smiling because he knows it's true. Alrighty. So, there you go. But I hope, I'm not lying when I said I'm yelling at my younger self because I see the stuff you're doing. I did some of it as well. Bill, you will never be a mod on here. You're so stupid with that. I mean, that's like something a 10-year-old would ask. And again, you're seeking validation from me. Stop it. Stop it. I never had that problem. I mean, I never, I would look at the average person and say, oh, I'm smarter than them. And, that may be not a good character trait, but I would do that. And I would say, especially if they were obviously failing, if they said anything about money and they were obviously failing, I would go, oh, well, no, I'm not going to listen to them. So I appreciate you appreciating my content, Bill. Some of it's your content. In some ways, Bill, you do remind me of myself when I was young, and like I said, I didn't get out of debt until, oh, how old were we? Me and my ex-wife were, oh, I can't remember what I was at, like 15 years ago or something like that. No, longer than that. I think 40 or so, maybe 40 or so. We got out of debt, something like that. Best way to get to mod status is to be involved in the community and to have never been a troll. So, Sid was 23 when she met her hubs. Judy says you need to learn to follow before you become a leader. Heard a noise outside. Scared me. Let's see. What else was I thinking about? Oh, but yeah, some ways, you do remind me. Like I didn't do trolling. I didn't do that. I didn't do paralysis by analysis, which you may be doing some of as well, where you're trying to figure out, and a lot of people do that, where they try to find the quick, rich scheme that they're not doing the slow cooker method while they're looking for that, at least. I mean, that would be better than nothing. So, do you still think it's 50-50, Bill? Whether you're still lying in a troll? 50-50, sir. Your original trolling makes it not possible to believe you, except for Joy, and she has an optimism problem. Normally, optimism isn't a problem, but with her, it is. That's right, years. That's right. It would have to be years. And even then, I think Bill is such a troll artist that he could play the long game and get into our good graces over like 4 or 5 years, and then as soon as we give him a little bit of validation, then he's like, nope, pull the rug right out from under us. So I'm glad you really enjoy this show, Bill. I do too. I enjoy doing it. Like I said, I need a lot of subscribers and a lot of hours watched within a year's time to be monetized, and that getting money for it isn't even the main thing. Getting that allows you to do more things if you're at the monetized level. Like you can live stream using a mobile phone, which you can't do until those thresholds are met. So even if I don't get that, I'm still doing this because I love it. And so we've gone really long now, so we can get back into any of this stuff if we have to. But hopefully you got the bit. Stop seeking validation from people. Stop wasting time. Consider everything you're doing and stop wasting time. So, I mean, you could be learning about other stuff instead of trying to get validation for the index fund that you have invested in already. You're trying to get validation for that. You could be spending that time researching mutual funds. Oh, Bill's out, so it's time for dinner. So, all right. So I guess I'll be out too. But yeah, you could do that, Bill. You could research mutual funds, and then you could find maybe something better. But anyway, yeah, I'll touch back on that's a good one to touch back on tomorrow about the investing fees, which isn't a hindrance if the returns beat the amount of the fees in addition to the other. Thanks, Judy. You got to go. I understand. I do too. I've stayed at work 7 minutes extra just to do this show. And Sydney trying to wrap me up. That's good. That's CoachDMoney@gmail.com for a free consultation. You got it. Thank you, Sid. Love all you guys. Take care. Bye.